Hey friends, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, just because it's 90 degrees outside doesn't mean it's not stout weather. Buckley is a 14% Imperial Stout from Transient Artisan Ales in Bridgman, Michigan. Now, I've been sitting on this bomber of Buckley for probably about 2 years, and I just really couldn't find a time where I wanted to finish a whole bomber by myself and put it on video. Well, up and out of the blue, on Untapped, viewer Patrick Whaley said, "Hey, I'm still waiting for you to review Buckley." Well, I still have this bomber here, and as the fates would have it, I saw one of my local bottle shops was selling 12-ounce cans of Buckley from their keg, and I figured it was someone somewhere trying to tell me something. So I'm going to take a look at this whole beer thing. I'm going to talk about the label from this bottle, but I'm going to pour it out of this can. And this is going to be a review of 2020 Buckley. So let's get to it. Coincidentally, as of today, August 9th, this is Sunday, August 9th, Transient still has bundles of their Buckley Day releases available. And I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested in picking those up. They're not cheap, but you get like a assortment of Buckley and some of the variants as well. So I'll leave a link in that in below, but we'll take a look at the bottle here first. It's just the one label on the front. It says on the top left, Transient Artisan Ales, and on the right, it says Tugboat Coffee. And this has a picture of a dog kind of like doing a little jig in the moonlight. And underneath it says Buckley Imperial Stout with vanilla, maple syrup, and coffee, 14% by volume. Again, this is a 22 fluid ounce bomber. Again, I'm going to be pouring it out of my can here. And then the government warning, and that's just about it. But that sounds delicious. Imperial Stout with vanilla, maple syrup, and coffee. Where do I sign? I guess I sign up right here. So I'm going to set this to the side, and I'm going to let it chill indefinitely. But we're going to open this can. I got this from Holiday Market today. I saw on Instagram that they were selling these 12-ounce cans of Buckley, and I was like, yeah, no, seriously. Like, I just talked to Patrick about this, like, on Friday evening, and today's Sunday, and you can even see it's 8/9. It was canned today. So let's go ahead and crack this open. I'll put a nose on the can. I know it's kind of cheating not drinking it out of the bottle, but again, I'm not going to drink that whole thing right now by myself. So let's go ahead and give it a whiff out of the can here. It smells like dessert. It smells really chocolatey, a whole lot of cocoa, like just kind of, cocoa that you mix in your white milk to make chocolate milk. Smells delicious. I'm ready to pour it, so let's go ahead and do that. And it's coming out just dark as tar, just dark as motor oil right out of the can here. And again, I'm just going to leave this here because I'm not going to open the thing. So looking at it right now, we got about a finger's worth of head. It's a nice dark colored head, coffee colored. As you can see from the overhead, the bubbles in the middle are really dissipating really quickly. And I'm sure it's just going to leave like a bit of a thick ring kind of around. And yeah, that's a beautiful color. Color of a head, just a beautiful head in general. I have a stout. You don't generally get nice frothy kind of heads like that. Holding up to the light, there's a lot of condensation on my glass, but that's probably a side effect of it being 90 degrees outside. But it is like dark. I mean, there's no seeing through that at all. Again, across the bulb on the bottom of this glass, maybe a dark red color, dark maroon, like borderline darker than maroon. I don't know what you call that color. Go ahead and put a nose on the glass though. Yeah, just a lot of cocoa, getting a lot of chocolate aromas, coffee in there a little bit as well. Not really picking up on much maple, but that might be kind of the sweetness. It's like a sweet chocolate smell, and I think maybe the maple might be contributing a little bit to that kind of sweet chocolatey aroma. This smells great. It's probably one of the best smelling beers I've ever smelled. So let's go ahead and, one of the beers that makes me want to drink it the most from smelling it, at least. So let's go ahead and try it out. Cheers. Wow, that is really good. The mouth feels just a really nice, heavy, thick consistency. It's got a nice, just huge, huge chocolate up front, really roasty, chocolatey. It's not like a dark chocolate. Like sometimes you get dark imperial stouts that are the chocolate that comes through is just really dark, deep, like bitter baker's chocolate, but that's not what this is. This is like I said, it tastes so much like mixing cocoa like a huge amount of cocoa powder into milk, white milk, to make it chocolate milk, but just pouring dumps and loads and loads and loads into your white milk to turn it chocolate milk. That's what this tastes like. It's like chocolate milk, but and the mouth feels heavy, like a chocolatey kind of milky flavor as well, or mouthfeel, I guess. Wow, 14%. That should be a sipper, and I'm just kind of gulping this stuff down. So I'm getting a lot of chocolate, again, a lot of chocolate, but it's a sweet chocolate, and I think I'm getting a bit of a maple, but I think the maple is piggybacking onto the back of the chocolate. So you get the chocolate up front, and then the maple, and they're just kind of mixing together and making this kind of slurry of just like sweet chocolate flavor. I can't say off the top of my head, after all these videos, all these different beers that I've tried, I can't think off the top of my head of a beer that has this much of like a chocolatey, just rich, fudgy, chocolatey flavor out of it. And that maple comes through, and I think I'm getting coffee on the finish, on the tail of this drink, and it sits on my palate like as after I swallow. That's where I really start to pick up the coffee flavor, and the coffee is really nice and hearty. It doesn't overpower. There's nothing in this beer, no single thing amongst any of it overpowers anything else. I think I'm feeling like I'm getting like the way that all the flavors are mixing together. It's almost like a roasted almond kind of flavor in there as well, which is really kind of odd. But I'm really enjoying it. I just want to hold it in my mouth and kind of swirl it around to kind of pick up the flavors. But yeah, I'm getting a lot of chocolate again. It's just a nice heavy. You know, when you think of a 14% stout, imperial stout, this is the mouthfeel you should think of. It's creamy but heavy, creamy but thick. You know, it's like I said, it's drinking. It's like drinking really just full chocolate milk with the flavors of the coffee mixed in there. That again, that chocolatey flavor, the maple that comes through, the sweetness kind of brings up the vanilla note a little bit. Again, you get a little bit of that kind of roasted almond flavor. And they're getting at 14%. And afterwards, I said about the Dark Baker's chocolate, and you can kind of scratch that because after where the coffee comes through and it just kind of hangs out on my tongue, that's where that kind of coffee and that's where that dark cocoa, more like cocoa than chocolate, dark cocoa kind of flavor comes through at that point too. I got to slow down because this is probably of this year of all the stouts that I've tried, and I've tried quite a few and I've enjoyed quite a few stouts. This is probably my favorite stout that I've had this year. And yeah, I think when I get a couple buddies together, whenever I can do that, that Buckley bomber is going to get opened. And I have one more can of this, so maybe I'll hold on to the can, or maybe I'll hold another bomber. I don't know, and we'll just split the can and I can have this. Maybe I will find time now to drink this whole 22-ounce bomber of Buckley all to myself when I don't have to be anywhere. Maybe don't have to worry about the next day. But yeah, this is an absolutely fantastic stout from Transient. I don't always dig everything Transient does, but they've got a pretty good track record with me with their stouts. And yeah, this one, I have a bottle of Junie upstairs, and now I'm thinking like maybe I should start refrigerating Junie, and I'll try Junie and see what the differences are. All right, friends, that has been Buckley from Transient Artisan Ales. Have you had this? Have you had any of the variants? If so, which one did you like? Which one did you like the most? And I'm telling you, if you want to get into a really nice Imperial Stout, check the link below. See if they still have any of those bundles still available. It's a little pricey, but it's not anything more than you'd expect to pay for like a really limited release like this. Yeah, so let me know what you guys thought, if you thought about it. If you like beer, you might want to subscribe and click that bell if you haven't already, because I'm here twice a week doing it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, reviewing craft beers, mostly Michigan craft beers. I do these beer briefs every once in a while that kind of go outside Michigan, or maybe they're beer adjacent, seltzers, stuff like that. So if you're interested, you might want to subscribe and click that bell, because you might miss your newest favorite if you're not subscribed and getting those notifications. Also, if you have buddies that love Michigan beer and like drinking local, tune them in, turn them on, tune them in, whatever, to this channel so they can get some of this beery goodness too. So until next time, thanks for watching. Sean from Draft Therapy. And remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries, and most importantly, don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Again, thanks for watching. Cheers, everybody.